Hey everyone, Danielle Fitzpatrick Clark here, #1 best-selling author, online marketing strategist, and dream client attraction specialist. Yay! I hope you guys are enjoying this amazing challenge. I am so excited. I love doing product development with my clients. And I mean, here's the thing is that this is something that people really struggle with. They really struggle with how to create products that sell, and not just the products that sell, but really how do you even price these out? And I'll tell you what, there's no cookie cutter pricing system. Like, not that I mean, if there is, then I would actually kind of take a step back from that. It's kind of like when somebody talks about I'm a guru. It's kind of taking a step back, that because there's so much room for different pricing options, and there's a lot of variables that go into whether or not that's going to be successful for you. So we are on day 2. We're on day 2 of the challenge. That's the online product production 5-day challenge. Build no-brainer buys for your dream clients. And yesterday on day 1, we talked about what are no-brainer buys and how can you create some quickly, right? So let's just say you're starting, you really want to get some clients in the door so you get that cash flow coming in so you can continue to own your business, right? Continuing to own your business is huge. It is huge. You want to be able to continue on and own your business. And to do that, you got to make some money. You have to make some money. You got to eat. You got to be able to eat. And I tell people that all the time. It's like, you've got to be able to eat. So, right. So today we're going to talk about the ABCs of strategic pricing. And I saw this quote today from one of the coaches I love. I follow him. He's awesome. And gosh, I wonder if I can, you know what? I'm going to look it up real quick. I'm going to make sure that I'm saying it right because it was so good and so on point. And it talked about value too, which we're going to dig into value here on day, let me see. We're going to talk about on day 3. We're going to talk about your value in your products and how important that is. It's a big piece of it, and I'm really excited to talk about that. Yes, here is the quote. Oh yes, this was so good. And it was, yeah, never, always over deliver, but never underprice. Isn't that amazing? Always over deliver, but never underprice yourself. So it's basically saying to always own your value whenever you're pricing something. And that's so true. That's so true. And when people come to me and they're like, gosh, I don't even know how to price my program. And I hear them, like, I hear you on that. So let's go back to the basics. Let's talk about, what do you want to make per month? What do you want to make per month that is going to completely transform your life? Let's start there. So if you guys haven't done that yet, that's part of your homework. I'm going to give you guys some homework right off the bat, just like that. Think about how much you want to make per month. How much, and it's not even a need, it's how much do you want to make per month? How much do you want to make per month to transform your life? And I say that, and I mean, because if you're transforming your life and shifting your perspective, that is going to overfloweth to your clients. So think about that for a second. What is it that make a huge impact on your life for financials coming in? And if it's like, if you're thinking like, oh my gosh, like $1 million per month. Okay, great. Awesome. Does that feel believable for you? That's the next question. It's like, does that amount feel believable for you? And if you're like, no way, no way it does. Okay, great. So what actually feels achievable and believable for you? Maybe the elusive 10K per month, the $10,000 per month. Maybe that's exactly what you want to make a real difference in your life. If you're like me, you got all these student loan bills, that would really make a big, yes, it does, really, it does make a big help, a huge help in like the student loans that come from having undergraduate degrees from two people in a household, and even further on to master's degrees. So think about that. Think about how much you want to make. So I got my nice little calculator on my phone here. I love my phone calculator. It is so helpful. Okay, so let's say you want to make 10,000 per month. 10,000 per month. $10,002. Nice. Okay, so divide that by 4. That's 2,500 per week. That's 2,500 per week that you have to make. You divide that by 7. It's $357.14 per day, around 14 cents per day. So that's how much you have to make to hit that figure mark. So that's where you start from. Okay, great. Well, I know how much I want to make. I know how much, and it's not so much a need. This is how much I want to make. So you create products based on how much you want to make, how much you foresee yourself making. So if you're looking at your products and just like, wow, I don't know if I can charge this for this product, that's no worries at all. You can add to that product. You can create more products. That's the beautiful thing about owning an online business. You can create more products. You can add more value into the products that you have so that you can price them in a way that gets you to that $10,000 per month mark. So, and that's strategic right there. That's really starting from kind of that high level. Well, this is how much money I want to make per month. This is how much money I know I deserve to make per month, and working your way backwards, reverse engineering that. So 10K per month, 2,500 per week, $354 per day. So break it down to that. So how are you going to be able to do that? What are some of the ways that you can do that? Strategize that. Think about that for a second. So let's just say you're like, wow, well, the product that I'm offering is coaching, consulting. So wonderful. That's great. You have coaching packages, consulting packages. So how do you break those down? I have a lot of clients that do sessions. So instead of saying they'll say coaching sessions, and they get lost in the hourly wage part of it. So what I'm asking you guys to do, what I'm encouraging you guys to do, is take a step back from what you think you deserve to make per hour. Cut that one right out. If you're offering coaching sessions, don't think so much about how much per hour you need to make. And here's why. Because when you're coaching, when you're consulting, the hours that you have one-on-one with a client or with a group client, those are not the only hours that you put into that particular client. They absolutely are not. And in fact, it's not just the hours, it's the information. It's everything that you have created for that client, everything you've gone through, your experiences, all the education you've gotten, all the continuing education you have gotten is enveloped into what your value is. How can you put an hourly price on that value when you're working with them for just a minimal amount of time? So when I say take a step back from your hourly wage that you're charging people or that you're basing your products on, that's why. Because so much more time goes into it that cannot be seen by the client. And that's why you lead from that place of value, that place of experience. So let's be strategic with your online product production, taking a step back from what you think you deserve to make per hour. Great. So we've reverse engineered. We know how much we want to make per month. We've broken that down per week. We've broken that down per day. And now we're looking at, okay, that's a big number that I want to make per month. And right now I'm charging $100 per session per hour with clients. Okay. So this is just to kind of give you guys another visual of why you don't necessarily why I am encouraging to get off of the hourly wage, because this is why it may not work for you. So if you're charging $100 per hour, let's just say, or per session, which is an hour-long session, and you want to make 10,000 per month, we're just going to divide that by 100. That's 100 hours. That's 100 hours. That's a lot. So, and that's 25 hours per week. And if you have, and if it's an hour per client per week, that's 25 clients that you need. That's a lot of clients. I'll tell you guys, that's a lot of clients. And just because you're getting paid $100 an hour, you're putting in a lot more than just that hour. You're doing follow-up emails. You're doing, calls, texts, stuff that goes beyond that. So while that seems doable, trust me on that, 25 clients is a lot of clients to deal with. 25 hours of one-on-one calls is a lot to deal with. There's a lot of time that goes into scheduling these. There's a lot of time that goes into preparing for these calls. So that's kind of why I want you to get off that hourly. So instead of like, okay, well, I'm not going to charge hourly, let me break it down to how many clients can I support and fully show up with these clients. Now, I like doing that this way. And it's also a little bit about, okay, well, if I can support a lot of clients, or if I really do want to stick to that $100, per client, idea, then you can kind of be creative with this. So I work with a lot of coaches. So this is kind of what I like to tell them. It's like, okay, well, let's think about how many people you can support and how you're going to support them. So, and that takes some strategy too. So if you really work really well one-on-one with people, then you're going to want more one-on-one clients, right? And with one-on-one clients, it's very individualized. It's very customized to that client. You're showing up for that client. And when it's one-on-one, you absolutely get to charge more. So if you're doing one-on-one coaching and consulting, those are going to be more high ticket items. So there you go. There's that one off to the side. Let's just say that you love working in a group setting. You love the energy of having a group and having people feed off of each other's energies and facilitating that. It is wonderful. I love having groups too. And groups, you can charge a little bit less for groups because everybody's coming in one, and it's not quite as customized as one-on-one coaching is, but it's really like you guys, when you're doing a group, everyone kind of has a very similar end goal. Like, we're working on building our businesses together in this group. So that can be, so you don't have to charge quite as much. So you can have more clients and charge a little bit less, and then show up that way too. And let's just say that you have informational products where you've created video modules, you have handouts, you have homework assignments, and all that stuff. That's when you kind of get to go into the value piece. So all the value that they're getting, and what is it that they're going to be able to transform in their life based on what they're getting for that informational piece. Amy Porterfield, I love her. If you guys have heard her, she's like the webinar person. So she has like a whole thing where she gives templates. She over delivers big time. I love her webinar product that she has. She has training modules. She has webinar templates. She shows you how to do follow-up emails. The value in her program is that she's really showing you how to create a webinar that sells products. So it's wildly valuable because you're making money off of it. So you get to consider that if you're doing an informational type training, educational module, setting product, service, then what is it that they're getting out of? What is it? How much are they going to potentially make money-wise? Get more clients, improve their life-wise, then you get to be very strategic with that pricing. So, and we're going to go into kind of the strategies behind pricing right here. So you've got one-on-one, highly individualized, you can charge higher ticket. Group, it is not quite as individualized, it's more customized for the group, for the whole. So people pay less to show up together than they probably would with your one-on-one. So kind of consider that. Doesn't absolutely have to be. In fact, you can have just like a mastermind where, based on the participants who come in and all the value that they offer, you can charge more per person that way too. So there's a lot of strategies they can do with that. But normally one-on-one, you charge high ticket. Group can be more of a middle, and then your information can be a little bit of a lower end. So what do you do if you're like, well, I just have one-on-one group coaching? Great. So, and that's all the products you have right now? Awesome. You can absolutely create one-on-one coaching programs, consulting programs very quickly and easily. So let's go into selling those a little bit more. And let's go into the strategies of one-on-one. So because it is customizable, because it is individualized, you can charge more, but you still want to make that 10 grand per month. So what feels good to you per client? How many one-on-one clients can you show up fully with? Can you show up fully? For me, I could probably do I could probably balance about 10 clients. I've been in the business for a while. I can balance 10 clients at once. Other people may tell me, gosh, I could probably only start with 7. So let's just say 7 on average is what people really want. So hold on. Let's divide 10,000 by 7. That means that for 7 clients to make that 10,000 per month, you need to charge $14.28. So let's just say you need to charge $1,430 per client per month. So yeah, how do you guys feel about that? Does that feel achievable? And I'm going to ask you these questions because they're important too. Does that feel like something, or are you thinking that number like, ooh, that's a really big number. I don't think I could charge that. And a lot of people do. So here's what I want you to do. Think about that number. Think about that big high number, that $1,430 per client per month. And does it feel like a stretch? You have no idea how you'd be able to achieve it, and you just can't seem to get behind that? Or is it more like, yeah, I'm uncomfortable and I'm also excited? So either you're uncomfortable to the point where you like, no, there's no way I can do this, and you want to throw up, or you're uncomfortable and excited. Because if you're uncomfortable and excited, then you're stretching and you're expansive. If you're uncomfortable and you want to throw up, you're uncomfortable and you're retractive. You're having an emotional reaction that is just not going to be in alignment with you being able to charge that price, which is fine. If you're not there, you're not there. In fact, what I want you to be is uncomfortable and excited, because that's expansive. That's kind of like, let me see. I believe that I can do this. And so if $14.30 per month is still high for you, if you're kind of playing around with these numbers, okay, let's bring it. What does feel comfortable? What feels comfortable for you that you're like, yeah, there's no worries, I can definitely sell that much. So maybe instead of $14.30, you sell a one-on-one coaching for $500. You're like, yeah, I can do that. I'm comfortable with that. Great. So comfortable is, that is a good feeling, but it's also not helping you stretch. And with success, it's stretching. It's thinking outside of the box. It's kind of, pushing outside of your comfort zone, right? So 500 is that lower product. 1430 is that one that makes you want to throw up, right? So let's go in between those two prices and see how you feel. So, and I'm just going to subtract them. I got my nice handy little calculator. 1430 minus 500. Okay, there's a $930 gap. So I'm going to divide that by 2. So it's 465, so plus 500, which puts you up to 965. So how does 965 feel to you? How does that feel? If you get to that point where like, I'm uncomfortable, I'm going to throw up, okay, it's still a little high. But if you're uncomfortable, but you're also excited, just like, wow, that would really change my life. Like, wow, I could see that. That's a good number to go with. And, here's the thing about pricing is that if you're uncomfortable and it does feel like a stretch, but it's also exciting, then you're feeling expansive. So that's kind of getting you into that feeling space so that you can get behind your product. And if you're still like, I'm not sure if I can sell that, then it's not that you need to cheapen yourself or your products. It's just that you can add more value into it. So that's kind of how I do pricing strategies with my clients. And I'm like, let's get you uncomfortable to the point where you're also excited but not wanting to throw up. It's really graphic. I've been saying that a lot, but that is absolutely getting you behind your products and getting you into that feeling space. So, and $960 per month, I mean, that still gets you pretty close to where you want to, I'm sorry, 965. So let's just divide 10,000 by 965. I mean, that's 10 clients. That's 10 clients. Do you think you can fully support 10 clients if you're making that kind of money? I bet you could. That's 10 hours per week that you're on the phone with them. And then you throw in more time for them to help them and to teach them and to be there for them. So maybe you are a little busy with 10 clients, but it's definitely doable. So that's the one-on-one strategy. You can use a very similar strategy for your group coaching. Also, what I recommend with group coaching is that you do a little market research. What are people willing to pay to be a part of a group that helps them get from point A to point Z? If it gets them the outcome that they want and they're working with people they can network with and build together with, how much is that worth to them? And and keep in mind that you are definitely creating these products for your ideal clients. So your ideal clients are also going to want to be part of a group if you're planning a group program. It's all about that strategy. It's all about really digging in deep to what it is that they need. And you're going to find that you can probably charge any price that you can get behind when it comes to your products and services. I've seen people out there who start off charging $500 per month and then go all the way up to $10,000 per month in a matter of months for their one-on-one programs, and they sell it because they believe in themselves and they believe in the products, and they've gained momentum with the people they've been helping. The people they've been helping make thousands of dollars with them. So it really does come down to what is you can believe that you can do, getting behind yourself, getting behind your products, and then there is a strategy for selling that, which isn't going to be today. Today we're just talking strategy on the pricing, the ABCs of strategic pricing. I don't want to go into the rest of the stuff, and we're going to talk about value. We're going to talk about your value and getting behind that a little bit more. So, all right. So the next thing is the educational products, those digital products that are teaching people something. So what is it that you're teaching? And this is kind of where you can go into that pricing too. What is it you're teaching, and what are they going to be able to do based on your modules? Are they going to be able to get more clients? Are they going to be able to sell more products? Are they going to be able to be more visible, get more interviews? That's going to get them more clients. So you have to think about it based on that. And a lot of times people they'll create the educational product based on what they were able to do, and then they price it based on what they were able to do and what other clients have been able to do. And that there's a nice little strategy that you can do. And this isn't just for the educational products. This is actually for your one-on-ones and your group ones. So what I like to tell people is okay, well, same idea with your educational products, pick a number that does feel like a stretch. So it still feels like a stretch. It still feels like, gosh, I'm not sure if I can sell that, but I'm certainly going to try and see how it goes. And here's something that happens. If you're selling a product, educational one-on-one group, and people are just and they hear the value, you tell them the value of it, you tell them what they're going to get, you're like, yes, sign me up, no problem. Yeah, this is unbelievable. Of course, this is really reasonable. That's a clear indication you're probably not charging enough. So it feels good to get a sale, but then there's the other piece just oh, I could charge more. And sometimes people will even say, wow, I would have paid twice that much for it. And that's okay. That's absolutely, you're perfect just where you are. There's no mistakes in this. This is just learning. So, okay, great. So you have a product. Let's say that you are selling your one-on-one coaching products for $500 per month for a 6-month coaching program. And people are like, wow, that's so reasonable. And you're able to sell it. Your conversions, your sales calls conversions are 95% or even 80%, right? 80%. Unbelievable. Okay, that's a clear indication. Time for prices to go up. And sometimes, coaches and consultants, they just increase their prices every 3 months. Every quarter they increase their prices. You can definitely use that strategy where you're just nope, you know what? It's March. It's the beginning of the next quarter. I'm going to increase my prices. Wait, does that work? Is it? Yes. So spring's here, I'm going to increase my prices. You can do it that way. You can also kind of base it on your conversions on your current sales. So if you're 80% or more, increase your prices. See how many, and then if you're oh, down to 50 with a higher price point, okay, great. Get better at that. Get more people on the phone. Get more value in that. You get up to 80% again on your sales conversions, maybe time to increase those prices again. So as you expand your business and you expand the people you're working with, you get more testimonials, you're going to attract more people, you're going to be more sure of yourself, you're going to be able to explain the value of your programs more. It's going to be more appetizing, and more and more people are going to buy it. So keep increasing those prices until you're not selling anything, is kind of what I say to people. And of course, to make sure it's not a fluke, I usually tell people, I'm like, well, at your current price point, if you sell like 3 in a row, it's time to kind of look at that price point a little bit more. So I hope that makes sense for you guys, but that's a little strategy behind pricing. And this isn't just for one-on-one or group, this is for educational pricing too. Get really comfortable with that number. Of course, you can also put in the fact that, you know what, I want to support as many people as possible, and I know that this price point is too high for my dream client. You get to consider that strategy too. So if you have a dream client and you're knowing that, okay, well, I want to make sure that they're able to afford this, so I don't want to go over this amount. That's okay too. So if it's, let's just say that you started with 500, you don't want to go over 1,000 per month for your coaching or consulting for your ideal clients, then you just kind of get to trickle up until you're up at that 1,000 per month price point. And really what it is, guys, is that the mindset needs to be there. You have to believe in your product. You have to believe in yourself to be able to sell it for the price point that you want. So that was a little bit of a long-winded training for you guys. So here's what I want you to do with your strategy and your price points. I want you to write down any potential products that you may be wanting to sell. And then I want you to write it down. So let's say 3 products. So, and it could be 3-month coaching, 6-month coaching, 9-month coaching. It could be 6-month coaching, and then 6-month one-on-one coaching, and then 6-month group coaching, and then maybe you have a course that you sell. So what I want you to do is I want you to have at least 3 products, all in one column. So in the top of that row says products, and then you have 3 products. Okay, great. So, and I'll even, you know what, guys, I'll attach a PDF so you can put this information with a graph in it. So I'll use an Excel, and you guys can download that. That'll be really helpful for you. So you've got your products, and then I want you to have 3 more columns after your products, which I'll lay out for you, and put low, medium, high. So I want you to go ahead and think about, what is it that I'm selling? What's the least amount that I would sell this for? Great. And you put that in beside that product. What's the most that I can kind of feel that people would pay for this? You put that at the end, and then put something in between those two. And again, we're going to be kind of touching base with ourselves and who we are and what we're feeling for each of those price points. Just kind of get those on paper and like, okay, well, and the whole point is for you guys to be uncomfortable and excited. So whichever price makes you feel uncomfortable and excited, start with that one. And have those for your 3 different products. And that's kind of the strategy behind that. And that's what I would recommend for you guys to start with. And just see if that feels good for you. And feel free to come into the Facebook group and just say, hey, Danielle, this is the program that I have and I want to sell for this. I'm more than happy to take a look at what you guys are thinking. This is something I'm really good at having programs and pricing strategies for my clients and getting them out there and having them sell those. So just let me know in the Facebook group, and I'll have an extra value add training in there for you guys, a little small one, so you guys can keep working on the ABCs of strategic pricing. So that's your homework. See how that goes for you guys, and let me know if you have any questions. Okay. All right. So this is day 2. Tomorrow's day 3. I'm excited to be in there with you guys. All right. Bye, everyone.